another one.
They have no idea I'm here. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I would not have believed this works as well as it does if I had not fucking seen this with my own two eyes. I think Battlefield 5 has a bipod problem, but when I say a bipod problem, I don't just mean a bipod problem, but a problem with people laying down and all the new features of being able to fall and move on your back and side in general. I talked about it when I first released my review of the game. I said that I could foresee there being a bad bipoding problem in Battlefield 5, and after the game has been out for a month or so now, today we are going to talk about why I feel that there is indeed a problem with bipoding in this game and why something needs to be done about it at some level. Of course, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. I hope you enjoyed the time with your family, and I hope that you are enjoying Battlefield 5 if you got it, and I hope you are enjoying all the food that you are about to ingest over the next couple of days. If you end up enjoying this video, make sure that you do like and subscribe. The gameplay in the background is Hamada on Breakthrough, which is the game mode map combination for all of you with serious depression, and for those of you that want to return the game to GameStop immediately. But with that being said, let's get right into it. You know, there were a couple of ways I could have attacked making this video, but in the end I decided to come at it with more of a style of open discussion than me just complaining about the bipoding, because with all the ranting and negativity that surrounded the content that I was making around the Time to Kill massacre, I really don't need any more negative content on my channel. So let's try and make this as constructive as possible, because at the end of the day, I am biased when it comes to this. I, as a player, am very aggressive. That's my playstyle. I enjoy outsmarting other players with speed and control and winning gunfights. That's what I enjoy, that's how I play the game, and there is no right or wrong way to play the game. Anybody that is telling you to stop playing the way you're playing the game because they disagree with it is not somebody worth listening to, and I know that this is beginning to walk a tightrope of hypocrisy here, because my channel is more or less centered around teaching people how to play the game effectively, and often that does align with my view on how to play effectively, and that's just basically playing like me. But at the end of the day, everything that I tell you to do are just suggestions and tips. I'm not angrily or aggressively telling you that this is what you're supposed to be doing and the way that you're currently doing it is wrong, even though I don't find bipoding and waiting for people fun or enjoyable. And that's kind of the way that I've chosen to view the mass amount of bipoding in this game. If that's your way of playing, that's perfectly okay. My issues come when people are sacrificing their original playstyle to bipod with mounted machine guns, because it is ridiculously easy to get kills while doing so. And over the past month of learning the game, I can say that I feel that not only is the bipoding in this game very forgiving, but I actually think that it's borderline overpowered if you know how to do it correctly. Because admittedly, when I was experimenting with bipoding the other night, it was kind of difficult to find a good spot that didn't end up me getting overwhelmed or sniped. But with that all being said, that doesn't subtract from how annoying bipoding is in the game and how strong it is. And I think people are starting to catch on, because the more and more I play this game, the more and more I get killed by people bipoding in corners or on random lanes of the map that maybe 1 in 1 millionth person would travel through, and that 1 in 1 millionth person is me. But why is it that way? Well, first and foremost, I think that the weapons in the support class are slightly underpowered in the current meta of the game, and I think what's even worse is that you can't exactly give the LMGs a straight up buff either, because what that will only do is exacerbate the problem even further. I think there is a very general lack of understanding as to the practicality of what the limits of the support class weapons are in this game, because it's very different from past titles. There is no gun that you can really run and gun with. There is no bar storm. There is no crossover carbines that you could have used like Battlefield 4. The closest thing is obviously the KE7. Even though you can run and gun with it, I think its ideal playstyle is just a little bit more passive than most people realize. So I think that people are learning the support class and enjoying the support class. Those people are starting to take wind as to how much more beneficial and how much easier bipoding in corners and waiting for people in random areas of the map is, instead of moving with the team, providing ammo, and helping to capture objectives. And I think that's also a product of the fear of dying with this fast time to kill. I mean, it certainly isn't due to the attrition system, because the support class can pull an ammo pack out of his ass whenever he damn well pleases. Another huge reason as to why there is a bipoding problem in this game is just because of how much DICE seems to encourage bipoding in Battlefield 5. Now, that may seem like a little naive of a statement, but just take a look at all the mastery assignments for when you are unlocking gold camo for your favorite support weapons. About the second or third challenge in the challenges for the support class weapons, the challenge requires you to either get 20 kills bipoded in a single round, or to get 60 kills overall in an unmonitored amount of time in as many games as you need. And that's all fine and dandy, but the very next challenge, the very next mastery challenge, is for you to do the exact same thing, but prone. Can somebody tell me the difference between bipoded and prone? I mean, they seem like the exact same thing, and that's because they are the exact same thing. So when all is said and done, you need to get either 120 kills bipoded, or you need to be able to get 20 bipod kills in a round twice. That's a lot of bipoding. This is not to mention the fact that you also need to do this for every single support weapon in the game apart from the shotguns, and that to me is absolutely absurd. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, the support class is my least played class thus far in my time in Battlefield 5. I've only attempted to get gold camo with the KE7 and the FG42, and their challenges were the same, the getting bipod kills and prone kills back to back. I do not know about the challenges for the MMGs in the game, but my intuitive guess would be that since the challenges are the same across the board for other classes such as the medic class and the recon class, that the challenges are the same across the board, with some variations for the mounted machine guns and light machine guns. I looked all over the internet this morning when writing this video, and I could not find a list of the mastery challenges. If I'm wrong about this, please let me know. Now, I can understand the necessity of a challenge like this, get 20 bipod kills in a round. Okay, that's fine, but that's also extremely hard for some players, so you'll have people bipoding for about 5 matches or so just to meet the 60 kill quota. But once they get it, you need to do it over again, but prone, which again is the exact same thing. And especially with the early stages of the game, there are a lot of people that are going to be trying to do this challenge at the exact same time, even more now that the Christmas noob rush is here, and on some levels it can really kill the map flow of a game and really make it unenjoyable. And I think it's really stupid because there are other challenges that you can come up with to get these challenges done. How about get X amount of suppression points with said weapon? Get X amount of double kills with said weapon. There are just other challenges that you can create that can also be challenging, that don't revolve around a player lying on their dicks for a full round just to get 8 or 9 kills. But I think the biggest problem out of all of the ones that I've talked about so far is an incidental combination of a couple of gameplay features, which starts with the way that the revive system works. Now, if you are not a medic and you are not a squad mate of the people on your team, when your teammates die, they enter the bleed out state. And once they do that, they kind of squirm on the ground with no marking or no indicators whatsoever, and they just kind of die. The problem is that bipodders that lay on their back look exactly like teammates bleeding out on the ground. Animation is almost identical, so it really becomes a guessing game as to whether or not the guy on the ground is a bleeding out teammate or a bipodded enemy. And you can't exactly do the double tap rule from the movie Zombieland on everybody you come across. That'd be a gigantic waste of time. So that leads to situations like the one that you saw in the opening clip of the video, where I was able to stay alive while trying to do a bipod challenge because I imagined that I looked extremely dead. Now, granted, those people weren't the smartest players in the lobby, but I can't tell you how many times I've died from people lying in corners or lying in front of me because they looked like they were dead, and there is no way to pick out those bipodders from dead bodies because there is no 3D spotting in this game. So even if you know where they are, you can't spot them exactly for the rest of your team, and that's on top of the visibility issues that this game can suffer from sometimes. Dead bodies don't always look dead, and vice versa. It can be sometimes very, very hard distinguishing between the two, and I think that really actually adds to the strength of the bipod because people are unsure whether you're actually dead or not. So how do we fix this? Well, firstly, I think DICE needs to change some of the mastery challenges for the bipoded weapons, find new and perhaps more exciting ways for players to be challenged instead of having them lay down for entire matches. I've already given a couple of examples. Another option is to remove the bipod from all the LMGs and put the option to have the bipod on the specialization skill tree, and have the bipod be unique to the mounted machine guns like the MG42 unless you specifically add it on in your skill tree. I would also look at nerfing the recoil reduction for the bipods, because right now I think that they're way too easy to use, easy enough for people to forgo their preferred playstyle just to get kills with ease with the bipod. And lastly, I would make it to where you cannot bipod while you're on your back, as it not only gives off the appearance that you are dead, but also I don't think it's very practical shoving a bipod in your soldier's ball sack. But that's the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching it. If you did enjoy it, make sure that you drop a like on it. If you are new here, why don't you subscribe? It's completely free, and turn on post notifications if you haven't already. Tell me what you think of bipoding down in the comment section below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think there's something to it? Or do you think it's really cheap? Let me know. I'm really interested to see what you all think. Again, respectfully, in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Nick, or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.